Hello friends. Once again, Elon Musk has decided to portray himself as a military strategist and geopolitician and voiced pro-Putin narratives, calling on Ukraine to surrender and not to fight for its territories occupied by Moscow. Let's first see what Musk spewed out this time, and a little later prove that his talking points are complete nonsense and lies. I don't know why he is so persistently and methodically pursuing Putin's agenda and what exactly Elon Musk's interest in a pro-Russian position is, but the fact that he is talking blatant pro-Moscow nonsense is obvious. And what exactly is his interest in playing along with Putin, you decide for yourself. So, let's hear what Musk said today. Ukraine could lose Odessa and access to the Black Sea if the war drags on for a long time. Elon Musk said, I quote, "The longer the war goes on, the more territory Russia will gain until it reaches the Dnieper River, which is difficult to overcome. However, if the war lasts long enough, Odessa will fall as well. In my opinion, the main question is whether Ukraine will lose all access to the Black Sea or not. The billionaire believes Russia, according to Musk, has no chance of taking over all of Ukraine because local resistance in the West would be extremely strong, but Russia would certainly gain more land than it has today. He further added, I recommend a negotiated settlement before that happens. He added that any fool could have predicted the failure of the summer counteroffensive by Ukraine, which does not have superiority in armored vehicles, artillery, and air, and he said that Ukraine should have started building fortifications a year ago. Now let's break down the lies of Elon Musk. The fact is, friends, that at the moment Muscovy occupies about 20% of the territory of Ukraine, of which about 10%, i.e., half, the Russian Federation controlled before the full-scale invasion. This is Crimea, parts of Donetsk and Lugansk regions, and about 10%, i.e., the same amount, seized with the Russians in the first weeks of the invasion, when the Ukrainian society and army were shocked by the sudden attack and failed in the first days to give a decent response to the aggressor. In reality, for 2 years and 1 month, Muscovy captured several small settlements, such as Soledar, Bakhmut, Avdiivka, and several dozen villages, the total area of which is several hundred square kilometers, having lost, again, several 100,000 soldiers and, according to the analytical community Oryx, more than 15,000 units of military equipment. This is only what is proved by photo and video materials. In reality, the figure is much higher, about 20,000 to 25,000 units. Already now Moscow soldiers often travel in golf carts and Buchanans instead of BMPs, APCs, or some armored vehicles, while old military equipment is being removed from storage warehouses, the stocks of which, according to Ocenter's analyzing satellite photos, are also starting to run out. If we do not count quite ancient junk like Studebakers and mortar guns. With such input data, which I just listed, what kind of left bank of the Dnieper and Odessa can Musk talk about? Elon Musk, I don't know why you pretend to be a military analyst. Go about your business. Space and cars. I don't know why you are constantly repeating Putin's words and Russian propaganda on Twitter with the persistence of a donkey, maniacally persuading Ukrainians to surrender and give part of their homeland to cannibals. But I know one thing for sure, is you are lying, and you do it with an enviable persistence, strange constancy, and donkey-like stupidity. I will not claim that you and Putin are in cahoots without proof, but your actions look disgusting. You, dear viewers, will decide for yourselves why Elon Musk behaves like this and what his interest is. Meanwhile, Elon Musk's Starlink terminals are sold on the black market all over the world, even in countries with repressive regimes, according to Bloomberg, whose journalists conducted an investigation. Starlink is available in civil war-torn Yemen, Sudan, Venezuela, where there is no official coverage, South Africa, and other countries around the world. Experts call for regulating the work of the private company, as its activities have national security aspects. Recall that journalists began to investigate this topic after the emergence of information that the Russian army in Ukraine uses Starlink, buying terminals in Arab countries. Democrats of the U.S. House of Representatives have already launched an investigation into SpaceX on this issue. Thank you all for liking and subscribing. We work in Ukraine.